Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I continue to claim that, according to my assessment, Zaluzhny and Zelensky are at odds. I would say they are in a war already. And it's just that these guys are not telling us yet, but we're going to find out little by little. I made a few videos on the war between Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, and Zaluzhny, the General Zaluzhny, a general of the Ukraine's armed forces. And I made a video yesterday on one of General Zaluzhny's aide being blown up by a grenade accident. Obviously, the Ukrainians are investigating that, and I have here four how should I put them? Let me put it how they put it. So, 4 lines of inquiry in the case of Zaluzhny's aide death. So, let me show you. Ukrainska Pravda investigation considers 4 lines of inquiry in case of Zaluzhny's aide death. Now, I have experience with investigations. So I tell you that I looked over the 4 lines of inquiry and they are covering up something. Now, they come and say, well, it's this is this, but not one of the big elephants in the room. That's ignored. Let me read you the 4 lines of inquiry, and I will also read you something from the Russians who are claiming, hey, that's the big elephant in the room that you guys do not mention. Here it is. Ukrainian intel could be behind death of top General Zaluzhny's aide, military expert. You don't have to be a military expert. That's exactly what I said. It could be these guys in the name of Zelensky giving this guy, sending him a message, a warning. I think that's what it was. But hey, we don't know yet. These are just some theories. Let's go to this article and see what the Ukrainians are trying to mislead us, I'd say, from an investigative or investigator's point of view. Let me show you. They ignore one of the main leads or lines of inquiry. Let me show you. So the State Bureau of Investigation examining 4 lines of inquiry in the death of Hennady Chestyakov, an aide to Valery Zaluzhny, commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Ukraine. An accident is the priority avenue of investigation. Have you ever heard about those assassinations in the Middle East conducted by Mossad? When the whomever guys open a parcel, a package, and explodes. Remember those ones? So those are one of the easiest common ways of doing this kind of things. And these guys receive in a time of war, this guy gets blown up by a grenade and it was an accident. Could be, but don't you take into consideration that maybe someone sent it to him? All right, let's see. Let's read further. So an accident is the priority avenue of investigation. All right, that tells me we know who they are. The same thing as the JFK. They don't want to let us know who did it because we're going to find out the exact guys that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't know, just look at JFK, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., what he said. And I'm quoting, there are 4 possible lines. No, there's more than 4. And because you don't take my line of inquiry in consideration, no, the alternative hypothesis, that tells me that you guys are set up. This was set up. Of the event currently being examined in a criminal proceeding, the main line of inquiry is an accident that happened as a result of careless handling of an explosive device. Okay, the guy was the general, or colonel, if I remember correctly. It doesn't say here. No, it doesn't say, but I think it was a colonel. Doesn't matter. And I'm quoting. There are 4 possible lines. Now, the first one. Let's say the main line, as I said, is an accident that happened as a result of careless handling of an explosive device. Possible. The second avenue of investigation considered by the investigation is a deliberate murder. Thank you. A completed attempt to kill members of Chestyakov family veiled as an unintentional murder or an accident ordered by, and now they just go to the Russians, but they don't go to the Ukrainians as well. Well, in an objective investigation, you look at your relatives first. I will give an example. By the Russian special services to destabilize the military and political situation in Ukraine. Really? Could be. Could be. Now, let me talk about this one. The Russians. That's possible. That's possible. But if I get murdered in my house, who do you think will be the first suspect? My wife, my children, my relatives, my friends, the guys closest to me. And then they go to people that I might, I don't know, not have as friends, that is enemies, people who might have threatened me in the past, and so on. But the first suspect is the one closest to you in your household, not the guy over there that's your enemy. That's one. But this guy's here. If you go with your wife, let's say not you, if someone goes to their wife, someone, I don't know, in Cancun or goes in Tahiti, and that guy over there dies of a heart attack, or dies of a stroke, or dies of an accident, who do you think is the first suspect? The wife. So the same. These guys, this is a second avenue of investigation, and they ignore everybody else and they focus only on the Russians. Now, this is a made up. I mean, this is basic investigation. Basic. I mean, remember, you always think of alternative hypotheses when you investigate a case. Could it be this, this, and you go on each line, and then you eliminate, or you get which one is most probable, and you exhaust it. Now you just exhausted the Ukrainians killing him as an avenue. You just went straight to the Russians. You don't do that. You don't do that. Now, another line of inquiry is the intentional murder of Chernenko committed on grounds of hostile relations, possibly revenge or colleagues' jealousy. Possible. All right. This revenge, you can say this, hostile relations, but is between him and the colleagues. It's not that the other branch of government, which is the political branch of government, together with special services or secret services, trying to do something like a Kennedy. But that was a warning for Zaluzhny. And the fourth avenue of investigation is an attempt to intentionally kill a military official other than Cherstyakov, a senior officer from the staff of the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. So they say that the fourth avenue of investigation is an attempt to intentionally kill a military official other than, so an accident, but someone else. Anyway, several examinations has been ordered, blah, blah, blah. They will not find anything. They will say they found a guy who gave them the package, but that's really unimportant because the messenger might not have known what's in the package. So anyway, and it was a gift. They knew it was a grenade. So it could be accidental, could be. So let's go back to, let's go back to the Russian article and see what these guys are saying. Because these guys are not idiots because they see it from a different angle. Yes, the Russians have their own interest, obviously, to say, no, it was not us, it was you actually. Yeah, but you see, when you have two warring sides or opposite sides, you find out more about the truth. The same. In the United States of America, you don't have two. I'm talking about the mainstream media, the corporate media. You have one, and sometimes Fox is a little bit, I'm the opposition. You're not. Fox is not the opposition. Fox plays with the same guys in the same team. It's just that they pretend. Sometimes they say something. When you're gonna read articles coming from the enemies, like I'm doing right here, then you can find out, because those guys will be real. Yeah, they will try to lie as we lie as well. But the problem is they sometimes will say something, these guys don't say it, and that's a fact. So let's see what the Russians are saying from their point of view. And remember, this is from yesterday, 20 hours ago. Ukrainian intel could be behind death of top general Zaluzhny's aide, military expert. Now, Gennady Gestyakov, assistant to the commander-in-chief of the Ukrainian troops, General Valery Zaluzhny, died in a tragic accident while celebrating his 39th birthday on Monday, as per the Ukrainian Ministry of Internal Affairs. Was it really an accident? Now, raise the question. Chestyakov's death immediately raised the question for some. while Commander-in-Chief of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, Valery Zaluzhny, noted in his statement that an unidentified explosive device went off in one of the gifts presented to his assistant, the National Ministry of Internal Affairs insisted that Chestyakov himself pulled at the ring of a grenade given to him as a present. The Ukrainian Ministry of Internal Affairs concluded with 99.9% probability, quote-unquote, that it was a tragic accident, ruling out an assassination attempt or a Russian trace. Well, according to this one right here, the second one, the Second Avenue, over there is what it is. But if you start at the beginning, it says an accident is a priority avenue of the investigation. So yeah, the Russians are trying to switch it towards their thing. All right, or a Russian trace. Meanwhile, the wife of the deceased was referred to by the Ukrainian press as saying that the explosion occurred when Chestyakov opened a gift bag with a bottle of alcohol and glasses in the shape of grenades. And I'm quoting, "This can't be an accident." Alexei Borzenko, a military expert and deputy chief editor of the literary Russia newspaper, suggested while speaking to Sputnik. Why? Well, first of all, a military serviceman saw a grenade as a gift. There are still 5 seconds left to take this grenade and throw it through the window. And in this way, in this very case, an explosion occurred immediately. This means that the grenade was without the moderator. Without these 5 seconds, such grenades without moderators are usually installed on trip wires in combat zones. Yeah, but I will tell you this, I don't know what kind of grenade it was. They said it was a German grenade, but they all function the same 5 seconds, I guess. So when you pull it, how do you know that the grenade is armed? It doesn't tick, right? Tick, tick, tick. How do you know it's activated? How do you know when you pull it, it's just, nothing happens and you can pull it back as a toy? So in this case, yes, did it, and it's activated, right? And the word here was what? Without the moderator. So the moderator has 5 seconds. How do you know? I don't know. If it makes a sound, it doesn't make a sound. Makes a click, 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 nothing. So how do you know it's activated or not? Just that comes out, the handle or whatever it is when you put the pin. And that's it. But how do you know it's going to explode? You're going to smell it, taste it. So that's true. And then you realize, but why would you pull this off? Why would you pull the pin? I don't think so. And remember, they said about the article said, and I read that too, that when he opened it, it was the shaped like, and they said, no, it was a grenade. Kind of murky stuff here. And here is right here, let me show you this. So this is the continuation of the article from Sputnik. And they said, this is the gift. These are the grenades, or whatever, they are shaped like grenades. The picture that they provided. Here are the grenades. This is the whiskey bottle, I'm guessing, in there. Valentine's, whatever it is. And this is this. So let's go and see. It says, Ukrainian major, so it was a major, not a colonel, Gennady Chestyakov, aide and close friend of Commander-in-Chief, died in an explosion while celebrating. Ukraine's Interior Ministry stated that his death became a result of mishandling munitions. The blast occurred when he was unwrapping a gift he had received from colleagues. So the blast occurred when he was unwrapping. Who are these guys? Geopolitics Live. Oh, well. I don't know if these are the ultimate truth here. The gift bag had contained a bottle of alcohol and wine glasses shaped like grenades, according to the victim's wife. It was alleged from This deceased son had picked up one of the grenades and begun to twist the ring, showing his son a gift. Cheryashkov took the grenade and pulled out the pin. Oh, the 13-year-old deceased was seriously injured. So he died, and this guy didn't. The child did not die. Another 5 unexploded grenades were found in the apartment, which will now be examined. Well, It is clear that Ukrainian President Zelensky is closely watching, and his intelligence is reporting to him what is happening in the leadership of Ministry of Defense. Well, it says someone must be held responsible for the failed offensive, for all the wasted forces, and naturally all roads lead to the Ministry of Defense, that is to Zaluzhny. That's why Zelensky's confrontation with Ukrainian brass. Well, my problem is these guys did not take into consideration. How could they take into consideration of Ukraine's secret services or intelligence services? If you are the ones investigating, what do you expect? The greatest example is JFK assassination. That's one. Why do you think we are given that garbage over there? Yeah, and then they still have things sealed, records. They will have them forever sealed until a political revolution occurs in this country where things change, and we really find out what's going on and who's who, what's what, and how this thing actually dismantles, not changes, dismantles. And I'm talking about the connection between the big business, that's what I mean, dismantle, this thing, big business relationship with being the boss, with the mass media, politicians, military industrial complex, the intelligence community. And from there you got the education system, which is another part of the media. The education system takes care of the kids, the media takes care of the adults' brains. So until that is dismantled and we don't have this garbage, then we're not going to find out. No, we will not be having those archives of JFK assassination unsealed. That's the right wording, because I don't think there are many who really believe that Oswald shot 3 times on a moving car with a, Savage was it, or whatever? I don't know, it was a Savage rifle. I can't remember what it was, but no, it wasn't. I can't remember. I think it was Savage. But anyway, how good you are. I know the Russians conducted as well a test with their experts, with their best, snipers and shooters and whatever, and they barely made it. With the same distance, they did the same, the same situation, moving. I think you can watch it on YouTube. They tried and say, well, it was hard, and you tell me that these guys under pressure did it? I don't think so. But anyway, that's my personal assessment. I think it was more than one. And even if Oswald was, I don't think he did. I think, it's like, you're doing it, but there are like 5 other guys ready to do it in case you miss the target. And they all shoot in the same time and then point to you. That's how you do it. You think they left this guy? They left this guy. And then Rubinstein comes and assassinate Oswald. So he doesn't, my friends, so many coincidences. So yeah, the same thing here. I remain under the assessment that this was a warning for Zaluzhny from Zelensky. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.